Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Steven here. Oh, this is fun. The return of the King. KDB is back. Come on, you glorious Blues. How are you doing today? City are about to kick off 15 minutes from now against Sheffield United. With a chance to claw City back into that title race. And look who is on the bench. The King has returned. Kevin De Bruyne is back in action. I mean, look at it. You got a zoom down there. See him right down there in the bottom corner. Kevin De Bruyne. Oh, it feels good. It absolutely feels good. It feels wonderful, in fact. It feels wonderful. This City side absolutely crying out for Kevin De Bruyne's brilliance right now. Fingers crossed, we're going to see him at some point today in a blue shirt. Of course, there will be discussions. There will be discussions about whether he's ready and all that kind of stuff. I don't know if he's ready. We will find out. We will see. Ultimately, you have to sort of trust that they know what they're doing. There is no guarantee they know what they're doing, but I trust that Manchester City do. Hello to everyone in the chat already. Who's here? We got, hiya, beautiful. That's not to you guys, though. Some of you may be beautiful. I'm sure you're all beautiful. It's to Ruben, who's just woke up right this second as I was going live. I actually woke up before I went live by second, so it wasn't my fault. Hello to Joel, to Brian, to Neil, to Beppy, to Ari Hill, to Derek, to Bcash, to Nat, to Wickerman, and to my beautiful son, Ruben. Come get daddy a cuddle, Ruben. Come get daddy a cuddle. Oh, he smiled at me. Look at this beautiful boy. Good luck, Reuben. Rubes, KDB's back. Look at you there. On the screen there. See you. He's just literally woke up from a 2-hour nap. Oh. So I'm confident today, guys. I mean, the team is good as well. Beppy say Big Rubes. Big yawn. Big yawn for Big Rubes. Oh. Yeah. What are you pointing at? Are you pointing at the scrolly? I'm really confident with this team. I think it's good. I think it's the right team. Kovacic was good the other day when he came on. I think he's the right addition to this midfield alongside Rodri, with Foden carrying on. And, of course, Grealish and Alvarez Grealish and Silva flanking Julian Alvarez. Ruben, of course, will be playing as a false nine today. Dribbling and causing chaos. What are you pointing at, mate? He's pointing at something. I think he's pointing at Groot. Oh, he's not his Groot. I've got one of those dancing Groots from Guardians of the Galaxy from years ago. Oh, geez, I'll remember that from my old back at my parents' days. There we go. Well, you can't put him on up here. I'll take it downstairs. It'd be very loud. Deal? He's waffling away in the background there. But I'm looking forward to this. He wants this. Did anyone remember one of these? A dancing Groot. No, yeah, I think I know. The only thing is as well, also I get copyright claim for the song. Genuinely. Yeah, it's Jackson 5 song and I'll get copyright. Take it downstairs. Be very safe. Love yous. Bye-bye. Anyway, that team, it looks good, doesn't it? Kevin De Bruyne back. To me, when I look at the actual lineup, let me just kind of bring out the shape. I think it's the exact team I picked, actually. Yeah, this is from the preview yesterday. It's the exact team I thought it would be from yesterday. Got 11 out of 11 there. Yep. 69k for the new year. Guys, come on. I'm really at 69. Nice. I'm really at 69,000 followers. Come on. I need 36 more. I'm going to have to tweet this, by the way. I'm going to have to tweet it right now. You guys can help me and retweet it. I need 36. I need 36 more. You guys can help me do this. You can tweet this. But seriously, more subscribers for 69,000. Come on. It's got to be done. It's got to be done, hasn't it? It has to be done. And I need that, like, South Park and, that nice gif. Where is it? YouTube.com/esteemed company. There we go. 69k. I need that. I need it for obvious reasons. Very nice indeed. But good point. Well noticed, Thomas. Well noticed. Go give that a retweet. Give the video a retweet as well if you don't mind. I need 1,100 more as well for 100k on Twitter, which would be great. 100k and 70k I'm closing in on YouTube. Give that a retweet as well if you don't mind. It would be massively appreciated. Kevin De Bruyne back there as well. You guys comfortable? How you all feeling about the game, by the way? I think the formation is clearly something like this, which I think is definitely going to work. I thought Akanji did well the other day when he came on. I think Kovacic, I think Rodri will have a license to go forward with Kovacic, with, of course, Akanji occasionally doing that sort of thing there. It works. Vardy had a really nice cameo when he came on as well. I suspect at home to Sheffield United. I've not actually got their team. Well, let me get their team up. I've not seen how they're playing. I know they're missing quite a few players, aren't they, Sheffield United? So it's going to be, there we go, three at the back. Austin, Trusty, Jack Robinson, Baldock, Jaden Bogle, Souser, Norwood, Nohamer, Luke Thomas, Andre Brooks, Slimani, and Usula. They're missing a few players. When you see actually who they're missing, they've got like so many key players like Basham, Tom Davis, John Egan, Jemison, McAtee, of course, James McAtee we're familiar with. Ahmedzovic and Gustavo Harmer, massive losses for them. Like they're genuinely huge losses. Like we can't deny that it's going to affect them potentially, which is good news for us. It's good news for us, bad news for them. They are the kind of players that they want to have. You know, they make a difference for them. You know, but they obviously still got Burnley. They'll play direct. They'll play aggressive, and I'm sure they'll be pretty decent. Having said all things said. But I think we'll be fine. I think we'll be fine. Our team looks good today. It looks good. I mean, we are still missing a few players. Only Haaland, Doku, and Stones now. De Bruyne back on the bench. Oh, seems wild, doesn't it? It's a good side. Of course, Foden's in great form. Jack's been in great form recently. Bernardo looking good as well. Alvarez scored a few goals. Kovacic with a really nice cameo alongside Rodri the other day. I can't help but feel positive today. I just do feel positive. I've got a good feeling about it. I think we should all be quite relaxed about this game. Like I feel like the City side's going to step up today and win. Pepe reckons a 3-0. Wicker says 4-0. 90k subs would be great, Joel, but the subs have slowed down a bit recently. I'm honest with you guys. I'd like to get my subs back up, Joel, but it has slowed down a bit. To be honest, because I've been, last year or so, I've been raising my son, so my content hasn't been as consistent, which it does get affected, you know, by that kind of stuff. But well, it is what it is. Hopefully I'll get more content and different ideas and it'll go up. 5-0. Says Joe. Another LaFaux dance insane comp coming. That might make no sense if you're not on Twitter, but LaFaux dance does compilations of Foden's games, and they're always great, of course. It's always nice to see Foden shining in more detail when you get every touch and what he's done. He's been special recently, really has. I'm looking forward to this game. I'm feeling quite refreshed. I think it's because it's a 3 o'clock kickoff as well. It's just nice. I actually considered going today, but I am genuinely skint. So I decided to stay at home with the family. I'm going to go to the Huddersfield game, I think, because I need to go to a City game. I've not been one for a few months now. And I need to go to a City game. So I'm going to go to the Huddersfield game with my dad. Because I've not spent any time with my dad in ages. I see him often, of course I do, but I want to spend one-on-one time with my dad. So I'm going to go to the Huddersfield game. I nearly went to this today, but I decided I just couldn't afford it. So I'm looking forward to it, man. KDB there on the bench. All those trophies as well. Wonderful. Victor says 3-1. 2-0's a typo, 5-0. I think I went for 4-0 with prediction. I think it's tough for Sheffield United. They will battle hard, by the way. They'll be good. They'll be really good. Because they have to. They are bottom of the table currently, so things are tough for them. And I think it's fair to say they are probably going to get relegated. 9 points so far is just a really poor return from the first 19 games. But it's hard. It's hard. And they've got the worst defensive record in the league. A lot of that goes down for the 8-0 against Newcastle, of course, in September. But still, I mean, they'd be the first to admit that they would have hoped for a little bit more. But then again, they have barely spent, and they've lost some key players. They lost Sander Berg, and they lost, what's he called? The striker guy. He looked exactly like Gabriel Jesus. You know the one I'm on about. I can't remember his name, but he was a good player. They lost him. He was their best player, probably, actually. So they lost 2 key players for them, and it's been tough for them to sort of can maintain their position. Hello to Naz in the chat. Yo, my man. Guys, give the video a like and subscribe to the channel. Don't forget as well. What was the striker called? Someone will know. The striker they lost. Really good player. Gabriel Jesus' twin. I've forgotten his name. Someone will say it, and then they'll go, that was the guy. Look, it looks good today, the Etihad. Nice and full in our beautiful home. Look at those trophies. That's it. India. There we go. Isaac with, quality player. Really good player. Those trophies there, by the way. Those 5 trophies at the front. What flex from this beautiful side. I'm confident, man. I'm confident. So look where we're at right now. This is the table. There's the table right now. We are 5 points behind currently. We win today. We go second. So despite Manchester City being in a crisis, we've got to beat Sheffield United at home. And I mean this with the greatest respect, Sheffield United. But we've got to beat a team bottom of the table. at home to go second, despite everything. We'd be 2 points behind Liverpool, and suddenly the season is technically back in our hands again. I know it already was, but we're only beating Liverpool away from being top of the table, which is not easily done, but you know what I'm getting at. It's nice to see it in our hands. And that team looks good today, man. It does. Alvarez is in form. I look around and see players are in form. You know, Kanji was good the other day in the second half in particular. Ake is excellent right now. Rodri's Rodri. Kovacic I thought was the right... I think Kovacic is the right choice, by the way. I think he is. Nunez was decent, but he's just... I think Kovacic is a more balanced partner to Rodri. Hello to John, my friend. How you doing? Yeah, Arsenal had this great start to the season and whatever, they're perfect and that, and they're actually, you know, we could be level with them. Kevel, good afternoon, Kevel. How are you, my friend? I think Salah, we'll see today, won't we? Salah in the chat saying, do you reckon Phil is going to continue to play through the middle when Kevin's back? I hope so, mate. I'm really hoping that we do. I would love to see sort of this, really. Like, imagine Stones was playing. If Stones was available, and I heard some rumours that he wouldn't be terrible, I would like to see this. I would like to see this when KDB's back. Sort of like that. I mean, that to me is the dream. That's what I want to see. I don't even mind Akanji playing alongside Rodri. KDB's back too, because I think you've got extra dynamism. So I want to see something like that, you know. I want to go for it. I want to try and blow teams away. I hope we get to see something like that eventually, you know. There's no guarantee, of course, and for now it'll be something like this with Kovacic and whatever, but I think there's balance there. There's balance there. I think Vardiel, Colourful Koala, great name, in the chat saying I can see Stones having Guardiola's going to have a Stones type season next year. I think it'll take a few years to get to the Stones level. I don't think there's any shame with that, but I think he'll have a great season. I think we see KDB get some minutes with multiple goals up and Sheffield United have thrown in the towel, if that makes sense. Or if we're desperate. If we're desperate, we might see him. That would be a worry to me, though. I'd rather not come on at all if we're desperate, because if things get rushed and things get difficult. But we might see him in a sort of exposition sense if we're strolling it. I saw all the debates go around about KDB. Is it right to say that they are rushing him back? I don't know. I mean, my argument is always quite a simple one, is that largely I don't really see why we would need to rush him back for a home game against Sheffield United. It doesn't seem to add up to me. Like, it feels like we don't need to do that. And Guardiola's talked a lot about, you know, learning our lessons from, just making sure we don't rush him back, basically. And I feel like at this point, we should be making the mistake to do that. We just don't need to at home to Sheffield United. I mean that with the greatest respect as well. We just don't, do we? Look at the bench today for City. So in terms of options, of course, you got your keeper there. You got Rico, Ruben, Oscar, Micah, Nunez, De Bruyne. Suddenly the bench just feels better. If you need a fullback or a midfielder, you got Rico Lewis. You need a great centre back. You got Ruben Diaz. You need a fun, tricky winger, Oscar Bobb or Michael Hamilton. Nunez is a good midfield option. De Bruyne, it's funny, isn't it, what De Bruyne does to that bench? It's a bit more star quality. Of course, with Diaz back as well, it just feels a bit better, that bench, in terms of there are options there to change the game potentially. It isn't perfect, but imagine suddenly if these three were available as well. All of a sudden, I guess Michael Hamilton would be off the bench. Probably Sergio Gomez. Calvin Phillips would probably be gone. It'd be those three. So you'd have a bench there. If all those are available on the bench now, you'd have a bench of Ortega, Lewis, Diaz, Bob, Stones, Doku, Haaland, Nunez and De Bruyne, which would be stupid, wouldn't it? It'd be stupid. It'd be a stupid bench. Kemal says, Steve, I told you Arsenal weren't that good. Yes, they make their own luck with late goals, but if you require that many, then you're not good. I agree with that largely, but I do think Arsenal are good. I still think they are a good side. And I said that last season. I do actually agree with that narrative in general, that Arsenal, you can't keep getting away with it. At some point, you have to start just controlling games and winning them comfortably. Like, I said it to Arsenal fans last season, like, look, if you're having that many last-minute winners, it's not control. And control, look, you have to have 15-20% determination. Look, I agree with that. But you have to also mainly be in control of the league title, in terms of you have to be comfortable in what you're doing. You have to be. You can't just wing it all the time. And Arsenal found themselves in a situation that Manchester City are very, very familiar with, because they signed our striker. The one who scores goals, you know? Right, I'm waiting for it to kick off here. I'm watching it on Peacock. Peacock seems a little bit behind, typically. Come on, Peacock. I might try and find a better stream than Peacock because this is quite far behind. I'd be interested with Arsenal for Tony. That would be interesting. But they need a striker who scores goals, absolutely. Jesus ain't a killer. I love Jesus, but he's not a guy. We are underway. Come on, you Blues. Was it a little bit delayed for anyone else, or was it just me? Oh, so I'm only about 30 seconds behind. Okay. It was a little bit delayed. The old fan with all the badges. Oh, he's called Pete the Badge. He's an old guy. He's an old geezer. He's a legend, Pete the Badge. He's just an old fan. An old fan. He's called Pete. Top bloke. Tony is not a Haaland copy. Come on, mate. Let's be realistic. He's a very good player, but he's not a Haaland copy. So, Foden is through the middle, which is good to see. Looking at the early shape here. Bernardo on the right. It's as you'd expect, basically. Kyle's pushing up a little bit. It's what I would expect to see. Cole Palmer scored a couple today, by the way. A lot of people still are in denial about how good Cole Palmer is. I've told you guys. I know I was quite emotional when he left because I know how good he is. And I'm disappointed. And I still maintain Cole Palmer would have been a huge asset for us this season. George, I'm watching it on American. I'm using a VPN and I'm watching it on Peacock in America. It's all legal. It's illegal to do that. Using a VPN is legal. I'm sure you could find other methods, George, if you wanted to. Oh, Palmer would have been great. I love Doku, but I think they can all coexist. I think you'd have plenty of game time, Cole Palmer. Yeah, Peacock isn't free. You have to pay. How much is it? $5. Oh, Alvarez nearly with a spectacular effort. A lovely football, by the way. Lovely little touch from Foden. The little back heel to on the half volley to Alvarez. All I'm saying, George, is he's goal or Total Sport EK. I didn't mention them for no reason. Oh, imagine SC. That would be great, mate. He, as in he, him, he, HES goal. That's where you can find it if you need to. He's goal. Oh, I'm so buzzing. Like, having KDB back, and if we win today, comfortably, hopefully, with no injuries, and if KDB, KDB's back as well, and we're level with Arsenal, just off of Liverpool, things feel really good again, don't they? They feel very exciting. Very exciting. Oh. Sheffield United going forward down the right, whipped in across. Oh, nearly went in. Big claim from Edison, but he nearly dropped in the net. It's great handling in the end, but it's one of those things where you think, what if something freakish happens there? Harry, we were debating that before the kickoff. Guys, I want to know what you think in the comments, so do let me know. If City are losing or drawing, do you think we see KDB get on? I think we're more likely to see him get on if things are going really well as opposed to struggling. I don't think we'll rush him on in a game where it's getting if Sheffield United have got a reason to kick us, I don't think they'll bring Kevin De Bruyne on. If that makes sense. I might be wrong there, but it feels risky. Ronaldo, go. You're just spamming. It's getting annoying now. I don't think he'll come on. I reckon he'll come on if we're winning comfortably. I think it's dangerous. Wickerman with the first super chat of the day is massively appreciated. Wickerman, thank you so much, my friend. It says, so good having King Kev back. Come on, City. Five trophies. 5 trophies in 2023. Has this been everyone's favourite year watching Manchester City Football Club? And if it hasn't, which is, and if it has, what's your second favourite year? I mean, it has to be, doesn't it? It has to be. Cheers, Wicker Man. I mean, it's great. 5 trophies. Come on. It's just saying it out loud. It's just ridiculous. And Pep was right to say we shouldn't get greedy. A little bit of sloppiness from City there. Good keeper for Edison. Just saw the cross again. Oh, that'd be nice, wouldn't it? Iladoro. Palmer coming back. I did my worry with Palmer. I said, like, we're selling for 50 million if it's good money, but 40 odd, I think it was 45. I said, but he'll be worth double that very quickly, and I already think he is worth 70 million already. Cole Palmer. I don't think we needed 45 million. You know what I mean? Oh, I hated the lockdown season, mate. I hated every second of it. I think it's because my mental health wasn't great that time. And I didn't enjoy the football. I mean, I went to a few of the games because I was working with City, but I didn't like lockdown football at all. I think 18-19 was great fun. When we won the 4 mid-world one. Mate, the Centurion season was incredible, wasn't it? Why are you surprised Grealish is playing sweet? He's been great recently. He's the obvious choice as well. Doing alright, Sheffield United here. Oh, yeah. Oh, sorry, sweet. I forgot about that, mate. Sweet Kwame. I totally forgot about it. Yeah, of course, if you don't know, Jack's home was robbed with some of his friends and family in it, which obviously would have been really traumatic. I think he took a day off to sort of get his head together. But yeah, Pep said he rested up and took a day off, and I totally forgot about that. Sorry, mate. You're right. Yeah, it is a bit. I guess I'm not surprised at the same time because I think he had a day with his family, but then, I mean, everyone was okay. Thankfully, no one was harmed, and I think his insurance would have sorted everything out. So I think what they would have done is gone, right, are you okay? He's like, yeah, I'm all right. I think he would have just cracked on. And to be honest, I think I would want to play as well because there's no greater distraction than just playing football, you know. Just cracking on. I mean, most of us, if any of us get robbed, we have to after a day up, we have to go back to work, don't we, you know? I don't think anyone was hating Grealish there, colourful koala. I think it was just a misunderstanding from myself. Edwards, so far we've had a decent long range effort, but it's been sort of a nothing opening so far. We're both teams just sort of passing it around a little bit, but not in a bad way. It's just nothing to report really. Couple of slight forays forward for Sheffield United. We passed around a little bit. We're just feeling our way into the game. That's what it feels like to me. Bernardo overran it. Seeing Kev on the bench, by the way. Ugh. Haaland's there as well, sat watching in the stands. Scott Carson. Since August, God, all of September, October, November. been out for 4 months. God, we've missed Kev, haven't we? We've missed Kev. Got by, though, you know. And if we win today, probably without him as well, we put ourselves in a pretty good condition for the return of the king. Go on, Jack. Yeah, they are just sitting deep. It's going to be hard today. I like his haircut, Chrissy. I actually like it. I think he looks good. I think he looks young. I think he looks healthy at the moment. You can tell he's had a bit of rest. Pep as well was saying it's been good for his mindset. I think he feels quite refreshed. He spent a lot of time with his family, and he's got a few toddlers now, hasn't he? He's got a beautiful young family, and look, I can appreciate how much that would nice would be, because he rarely gets a proper full break. And I know he's been injury-led, but he's not had to think about anything other than just sort of resting up and recovering for a while, and it must have been nice for him. Lovely ball to Jack. Great film, Scott. One of my favourites ever. Hello, Scott, as well. Kovacic trying to overlap a little bit there, but cut back on his right. He hasn't got a left foot. I really want a comfortable win today. There's been a lot of jeopardy recently, hasn't there? I don't mind a bit of jeopardy every now and I think it keeps us on our toes. But today I really want something just simple and calm, and I think there's something to be said for it as well. Going into the new year, just feeling good, nice comfortable win. Get some of their fringe players on, you know, people like De Bruyne. No, seriously, when I think of my fringe players, I was thinking about people like Sergio Gomez. Oh, Ake nearly done for pace there. Sergio Gomez, he's not had much football recently, and Kovacic went outside of Grealish then, and obviously he's got no left foot, so he cut back. I thought to myself, it'd be nice without Sergio Gomez, you know, get a cross in. Hopefully as well, when you look at the lineup and the bench, you know, get Rico, a little bit of football. Oscar Bobb can get on. Maybe Michael Hamilton. Imagine we're winning comfortably. You can see Rico Lewis definitely coming on. Maybe Oscar Bobb, Sergio Gomez, Calvin potentially, or Micah. Maybe even KDB. Good defending for Vardiel. Composed defending there from Walker. Not sure he meant it. What was that pass? Straight out of play past Ake. Was it Walker or Akanji? I think it might have been Akanji. Deep cross, and Walker did well defending. Let's just hit his back on it. They do have pace up front, Sheffield United. Ake was burned then for 1 second. It looked like Vardiel was as well. Got to be focused, haven't we, Michael? You're right. Yeah, Sula looks nippy. Where did they get Sula from? Don't know much about him. He's only 20, and he's only young. Not been the best start. I'm not worried in the slightest, but it hasn't been a great start, you know. It's been a... Oh, there we go. Rodri going forward right now. Oh! Come on! As I said that, Rodri went, shut up, Stephen. You're an idiot. You know nothing. And there we go. Rodri skips past a couple of challenges, puts it in the bottom corner. The best in the world at what he does. Oh, Rodri. Oh, Rodri, you beautiful man. Oh, what a beautiful goal. Dinks it past the challenge. Commits to defender. That's pure Yaya, man. Can we talk about Rodri? Can we talk about Rodri? Look at that finish. Beautiful. Beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff. And I'm a very, very happy man. I literally was there moaning about just City not playing that great so far. And Rodri says, shut up, mate. You're an idiot. And he's right. I am an idiot. God, what a beautiful man. 1-0 City. A moment of quality from a world-class player. The player that Arsenal fans think Declan Rice is actually is that guy. No, I love Declan Rice. I think he's a great player, but it's just I've seen a lot of comparisons online recently, and it's silly. It's churlish. This is actually what brilliance looks like. It's true brilliance, not a good defensive midfielder. This guy is a complete midfielder. This guy is a game changer. The best in the world at what he does. I love him. I absolutely love him. Oh, Bernardo going down the right wing. Oh, Alvarez. Looped header just over. I genuinely didn't, George. I genuinely did. Look, I'll be honest with you. Sometimes I see the goals because of the chat. And this was actually fresh to me, which was a rarity. There we go. 1-0. I've updated all the scores and everything. Come on! Oh, he's brilliant, Rodri, isn't he? He's absolutely brilliant. I mean, that's not even a high XG goal. It's not even shown 1-0 here yet, so... Has he not updated yet on here on SofaScore? There we go. Barely any XG in that chance, because it's basically at nothing. Fair play. I'm very happy about that. That was pure Yaya, wasn't it? Absolutely Yaya that. Dedrick, I think you might be right, mate, potentially. We'll see. We will see. I'm going to see where we're at in a few more games before I call that. But I'm feeling confident right now. That's all I know. City making us look like idiots as always for doubting him. Myself included. I'm an idiot. Played Phil. Kept the ball well there. I love Rodri so much, man. He's brilliant, isn't he? Impeccable footballer. Go on, City. Just passing it around now, aren't we? So as you look at, here's the table by the way. There we go. Look at that as it stands. Oh, doubters. We told you not to doubt us. We tried to warn you. I think Guardiola said, go on. Guardiola said, did he say something like, doubters, I dare you? Always the way. You did, Scott. You always did, mate. Kovacic is a really good player, Ella. I think he is. I think he's the obvious choice right now for this side. I think we need what he brings in terms of just keeping the ball nicely, keeping it ticking over. He lets Rodri go forward. Like Kovacic lets Rodri go forward like that. And I think that's the beauty of Kovacic, because he's just so good at recycling possession. To me, Kovacic is sort of he's allowed to be a little bit deeper. This is what we're used to, Nerlan. I mean, it's pretty much Manchester City. I mean, it's not like them fluid football, but it's methodical football, and we all know how hard it is to play against 11 defenders, and you have to sort of move the ball around the pitch a little bit, you know. Probe for spaces, like we're doing right now with Alvarez on the ball. It is what it is. It's just part of being a Manchester City player. It's so hard to get any space. But they can't score if we've got the ball. I don't think this is today. This is the kind of game today, by the way. If we score a second, I don't think they're scoring 2 against us. I just don't see it. I think Palace are a different proposition to them, to Sheffield United. Like, I'm not worried about conceding 2 goals against these. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm being naive, but they just, I don't know. I don't think they've got it in them. Unless we really, 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 you know, capitulate. Rodri's more open play goals than Saka. Is that actually true? Bloody hell. That's their star boy. Good player, Saka, but I don't think Saka's as special as people make him out to be. I think he is a good player. I think he's a very good player. I think he's excellent, but I don't think he's truly special. I honestly, I'm not just trying to play him down. I think he's very good. But I would put it this way, I don't think he touches Mahrez at his best or anything like that. I would have Saka at Man City, though. I'm not going to be an idiot and pretend I wouldn't. Maybe I'm wrong there, though. Maybe I don't pay attention to enough. Happy to admit if I'm wrong. Go on, Phil. Oh, beautiful from Phil. Oh, my God. Phil Foden again. It's just ridiculous, isn't he, Phil? No one else could do that, you know. That is just ridiculous. I wish Bernardo would finish that off. How did City get relegated those years, Mohammed? Because we were naff, mate. Poor decision making, poor transfer windows. We let Brian Horton go too early in '95. I think we let Brian Horton go, and the incoming managers weren't as good. We just capitulated, and the relegation to the third tier. We just were a poor team, poorly managed. Joe Royal saved us though. 2001, we just weren't very, just because we weren't very good, mate. We just didn't have the squad or the management. I was a young boy back then. But it was a different era. Just a different era, you know? We shouldn't have got relegated. We just signed some duds as well. I agree with Kevin, actually. Kyle's form is a bit better. Guys, please give the video a like. Over 100 people watching. It would be appreciated. Once again, please subscribe to the channel. I'm so close to 69k. 69k. Nice. Would be lovely. Thank you, Dedrick. I've been like, yeah, we've been through it, but you know what? I wouldn't change it for the world. I don't feel like it was painful. It was, but it wasn't. Like, lovely ball from Vardiol to Foden. Very two-footed, Vardiol. Grealish is cross blocked. But I don't feel like I went through the thick of it. I did, and I cried a bit as a kid when we got relegated and so on. But it makes you who you are. I actually wish, and I mean this is a nice way, all you guys got to watch. Some of you newer fans who've not seen City do anything other than win. I sort of wish you got to experience your team getting relegated too, then coming back up, because the humility you gain from it is special. It changes who you are as a person, perspective, and all that. Oh, Kyle Walker, just wide. Really close that from Kyle Walker. There is YouTube. Indeed, sweet. It was from about 30 yards, George, and it was a good effort, to be fair, from the corner. I don't blame him for going for it. He's always going to shoot against Sheffield United, doesn't he? Been a bit harsh there, Shanti and Grealish. He's been in good form recently. I don't think he's done anything wrong today. Not things he's tried haven't come up, but he's not done anything wrong as such. It's not costing us. You can watch the old games, sweet, but I guess the point would be you can watch him, but it's more feel them. Like you can watch an old game, but you don't feel it because you're not there. You don't feel it on the line. You don't have to go through the pain and the hurt. So you can learn the history, but I guess I want people to experience it in real time because it does change it. Of course, Kyle Walker didn't making a run through the middle there. Did anyone see that then? There we go. Beppe understands misery. I don't know much about Philly's sports teams, so I presume, are they bad? Lovely ball to Phil. Oh, nearly through. Sven season was a good fun season, man. I like the Sven season, pal. It was great fun. I enjoyed that team in that era. I really did. Look at that table. Looks good, doesn't it? Coming for you, Liverpool. Arsenal in our rear view mirrors already. So far, 5 shots to their nothing. 86% possession. You see the flow of the game. It's been all City. I mean, look at that momentum. They've had a couple of runs forward, but no territorial dominance at all. Like, the momentum has been City. Weirdly, though, it's funny because they had a little bit of momentum there. Just as I said before the Rodri goal, we need to be a little bit better here because it dropped off a tiny bit, as you can see. They had a little bit of possession. Then Rodri went up the other end and scored and went, shut up, Sheffield United. Which is, it's funny, isn't it, how these things work. We are indeed inevitable. The inevitables. Go, Bernardo. I want 4 in a row, you know. I really do. I want it. I just want it bad. I want to maximise Pep, you know. I also actually think that us winning 4 in a row makes it more likely Guardiola stays, because I do think he's mentioned a lot recently about this idea of the job being done. And I mean, a decent season, he'd be like, okay, cool. But I think if he really senses that the players are still responding to him and we can win 4 in a row, he might be like, oh, it's not over here yet, you know, because these players want to keep going. And I don't think he will want to leave, you know, when the players are still obviously responding to him. Go on, Jack. Kovacic to Kyle Walker. Oh, it's 2 shots now. Kieran Carlin. Does anyone know Kieran Carlin? He tweeted earlier today. Says, don't think anyone at Sky Bet have seen Kyle Walker play Sheffield United before. It was like 12-1 to have 3+ total shots for Kyle Walker. I've had that in my head. One more he needs. It's going well so far. What is Vardiel doing there? He's did a spear. He's turned into Goldberg. I don't remember Goldberg. 307 passes to their 49, by the way. Oof. I was born in 1985, John, and I've been a City fan as far as I can remember. But my first, like, consciously, like, when it consciously, like, I remember supporting City in the early 90s, but I don't fully remember it because I was only a baby. But I really remember when I started going to games when I was about 7, 8 years old. So 93 onwards is what I really remember. Before that, I kind of watched the odd bit of here and now on TV. But I was too young to watch Match of the Day, you know, late at night. And I used to read it in the papers or listen to it on the radio. But I remember it vividly when I started going to games as a kid. That's when it really kicked in for me. Which was like 94 was my first game. So I was 8 years old, I think. Because obviously you young guys don't get it. Like, some of you young people don't realise most games just weren't televised. There was no way to watch most games unless you were at the game. Like, you couldn't just pop on a channel and City would be there. It wouldn't be shown around the world either. It was just, if you weren't You weren't on. You weren't on. And most games weren't on. Villa 1, Burnley 1. Go on, Burnley. Hello, Mad Hatter. How you doing, man? You good? Yeah, same, Wicker Man. Yeah, the commentator's talking about something now about how we've got no players going away for the competitions, which is good. Like, Liverpool losing Salah and Endo, aren't they? That stuff matters, you know? Yeah, Iloduro. Yeah, I can't pronounce it, mate. Iloduro. Yeah, my first years of supporting City were mostly through BBC's live reporting website and Match Day. Yeah, I mean, we didn't even have websites, mate. The internet didn't exist. So, but we had teletext. But yeah, eventually, at the start, it's all online, isn't it? There was definitely no YouTube to watch the highlights. There was no way to watch the highlights unless you played it on Granada News. Like, occasionally you'd see them on like news channels where they do a roundup. Well done, John. All we had was inflatable bananas, and we did indeed. I still remember like my first game because Uwe Rosler was warming up. Was it my first game? One of my first games. He took a shot when during the warm up, and the stewards were sat on these little white plastic chairs, and he took one of the legs out on the chair and knocked over the steward because he walloped it. And it just, yeah, I always remember that vividly. A steward falling over, I was buzzing. I thought it was hilarious because I was a kid. Oh, good cross from Grealish, but out for a corner. 39 months. Can anyone match that? 39 months as a member for UW. You're absolute legend, mate. Thank you so much. Come on, the Blues, indeed. 39 months, mate. Oh, just over 3 years. Ah. I think the Swales Out protests were literally just as I it was like that's what I was talking about. Just missed it in my mental state. I know it was happening, but I didn't see it because it was about a year later where I sort of consciously kind of switched on to football, not football City, because I was watching all the games then. They were terrible, James. We got beat all the time, mate. We used to scrap the odd one every now and then, but largely we got beat a lot because United were way better than us. My cousin was like a United fan. I used to watch a lot of him at my nan's. My nan was a United fan too. It was tough. We were terrible. Grealish going forward. He got a free kick in a good area here. Yeah, because when I was a real lot younger, it was United's era of like Keane and Kanchelskis and Giggs and Scholes and everyone. Like they beat us a lot, quite comfortably, like we do today with them. To be fair, but we were worse than United are now. Still. Rodri, uncomfortable on there. Go on, Alvarez. Alvarez line. No, this is a long way out, Alvarez. He's not scoring from there. Oh, Bernardo picked out Rodri, but his header couldn't reach anyone and Akanji offside. Hello, Stephen Handler. Caught me yawning there, mate. Knackered. Oh, bloody hell, that's sloppy, mate. Good tackle from Kovacic, thankfully. Boggles cross blocked. I'm very tired today, so I'm always tired, mate. Parent life. Little guy doesn't let you sleep. Oof. And when I'm not doing his videos, I'm tidying, so that's the reality. Occasionally, he'll nap for an hour during the day, so I'll... Oh, go on, Bernardo. Sousa just pushed Bernardo over there. He hasn't got the pace to get away there, Bernardo, has he? I want to see a replay of that, man. Nah, he's just sort of shoulder barged him. He's just stronger than him. It's one of those things where it's tough, but I think it's all right. Imagine Bernardo at pace, by the way. Imagine Bernardo at pace. Oh, ridiculous. He'd be the best in the world. But well, one of the best in the world. If he had pace, he'd run past people all the time, wouldn't he? Pep booked. Victor, yeah, potentially, mate, but I don't really worry about it, you know, because ultimately, well, I mean, what we define as a big club is different for everyone. I mean, more history and trophies, sure, but in terms of prestige and who you want to go and watch and who people want to sign for and all that kind of stuff, it's City hands down these days, you know. That's the only thing that matters. Good ball to Kyle Walker. Oh, Walker nearly got back for Grealish. I'm from Manchester. I'm a City fan. Ronaldo goes. Simple that, really, mate. All my life. Yeah, and I don't really care about. Look, all I know is that City are clearly, whatever, by every metric these days, a big club. Literally every single metric. Ah, Phil didn't commit then. I thought he would have done. Played Ake. Good defending. How many league titles is it now for Man City? Like, we've got, obviously, United have got the most, haven't you, top flight titles, which is 20. We've got 9. We could make it 10 this year. We'd be 4th then behind Arsenal, Liverpool. Come on, if we get to, look, Pep stays, we might get to 12, 13 before he goes. I hope it's at 11 by the time Pep goes, you know. It'll take us a long time to, of course, get past United. God, Kyle Walker's fast, isn't he? And he's fouled him. Yeah, it'll take a couple of decades to match United. You never know, man. Like, we might get a new genius manager after Guardiola. We've zoomed past Chelsea with their 6, haven't we? Oh, God, I love you, Pep. Sunderland have got the same amount of titles as Chelsea, by the way. Villa more than Chelsea. Just worth pointing that out. Oh, good ball. Oh, Alvarez got nowhere to go there. Oh. Kovacic over the top to Rodri. Oh, nearly. Bit more pressure there, which is nice. I don't think there is another manager on Pep's level, to be honest. One thing I've accepted a long time ago, which I think a lot of us are going to struggle. I know a lot of people are going to struggle with because there's a cognitive dissonance here of the presumption that because one exists, another should too. But the life doesn't work that way. There's not going to be another Pep in the way that Barca couldn't just replace Messi. No, it is not. Like, there was no one to replace Messi. There's going to be no one to replace Pep. All you can hope is the best after that. But the best after that still won't win 4 or 5 in a row. They might do, but I doubt it. I very much doubt it. Oh, they had a chance there, you know. Asula should have scored. Blocked from Akanji was a good block, but yeah, we have to cherish this era, absolutely. The cross got past Vardial there. Kanji did well to block that, to be fair. He did really well. If he goes near post, Asula, Akanji doesn't block it. Good header from, good save from Edison. But that's the thing is, like, yeah, I don't think there's anyone even close to Guardiola. Like, not even close. I think there's a big gap. Like, De Zerbi, like, you know, plays like him, but De Zerbi doesn't have that proven. He might be it, but he doesn't have that Guardiola reputation or quality. Like, he might have the football, but does he have? Look, the thing is, my biggest worry is what it takes to manage elite winners. Oh, it's so easy to get a team playing good football, but to get a team to play good football and win and win and win and win and win is so hard. Like, look, ask Graham Potter. It's nice. It's easy to get a team to play nice football, but to actually manage at the top, where you're talking about Champions Leagues and all that kind of stuff, De Zerbi might be able to do it. He might be. Ange might be able to do it as well, but I don't know. I believe that a manager's made up of certain attributes. They can be a great tactician. They can be a great motivator. You know, what other attributes? They can be a great coach. You know, there's probably a great spot of talent. It's very rare that you see a guy who's got all 4 attributes. Pep is literally understands. He spots a midfielder, a player better than anyone. He's a world-class coach, like in terms of you can prove anyone. He's an incredible motivator because of his charisma, and he's an incredible tactician. Pep he's everything. He's perfect. That's why he wins everything. It's like how Messi has everything: the best dribbler, the best passer, the best finisher, the best free kick taker. Messi was everything. That's why he was the best. Like, I reckon you look at Klopp. I would say Klopp is a really good coach. He's an incredible motivator. Is he a great tactician, Klopp? No, he's a great tactician. But he's probably a good one, you know. Is he a good spotter of talent? Yeah, definitely, you know. But I don't think he ticks all the boxes as well as, say, a Guardiola does. Because I think Pep reinvents a lot of things. And we don't know, for example, if De Zerbi can motivate in the same way to win this many trophies. I don't know. We'll see. A little bit sloppy here and there, by the way. We need to be better in the second half. Yeah, I agree. We're giving the ball away a little bit too much, James. And as SC made a good point, I guess you put it down to charisma or aura or whatever. SC said he's also larger than life. There's not a player on earth who doesn't respect him. That's the thing. Pep is the biggest superstar at Man City. Pep is the biggest superstar in management. He's a genius. He's the level of Ronaldo and Messi in terms of what a manager could be. He's just a superstar. Oh God, Sheffield United. They're having a few chances here. Alonso looks encouraging, doesn't he? But he's still very much unproven. Obviously, we're drawn to him because of his name, and you think, oh, he's that good already. He must be great because he's Alonso. But, you know, I think Zidane did really well. I don't think Zidane's that great a manager, personally. I don't think he is. I think he's a good manager, but I think he sort of was the right guy to steer the Real Madrid ship. But is he a great manager? I don't know if he is. He's more of an Ancelotti-style manager, isn't he? But is he one to... I wouldn't take Zidane after Pep. I don't think his football's that good, Zidane, personally. I agree to disagree on that one there, Cavill. Oh, Rodri from distance. I don't mind long range shots, by the way. I know it sounds silly, but I'm also a slight believer in that just great managers just sort of come along very quickly, largely. I don't like the great player Messi came along quickly. I think great managers just show the great very quickly. Like I think Alonso's doing a very similar thing now. Mourinho did, of course, when he was at Porto. Like they just sort of they find a way to win, even when the teams that aren't great. They just that's what they do because they're winners, or they come very close to winning. I don't think when you see like the example, someone mentioned the Girona manager, like he's been a journeyman manager, as Wicker Man, like he's having a good sweet what's it called, purple patch right now, but I don't think anything in his career shows that he's getting close to managing Man City levels. Otherwise, he'd already be managing a great massive team in Spain. Maybe that's Girona, you know. And Zidane, yeah, it's a good point. I've argued for Zidane there in a way, but I just don't think his football's good, and I don't think he is the right guy. Anyway, 1-0 at half-time. It hasn't been a great half of football. It's been a decent half of football, but not a great one. I do want to know what you guys think, of course, as well. I've been waffling quite a bit during that. Once I can get your heart, just going to do the tweet. What's your verdict out of 10 for that? To me, that was okay. That was okay. A little bit of sloppiness towards the end, and I want to sort of see that change around. When you look at the momentum of the game there, the last 5-10 minutes of that half, it was all Sheffield United, it came largely down to City just losing their focus a little bit. A decent performance until that point, but Pep will be saying to them, "Do not do this again." To me, it was a 5 out of 10 performance, an average performance. 5 out of 10 to me is average, as in not bad, not good. It's been okay. Maybe pushing 5.5, the 6 being decent, good. It's been average so far, you know, right in the middle. Like, I don't love it, I don't hate it. You know, obviously we're winning, which is great, but I still think we could do a little bit more potentially. Maybe a 6, pushing it over slightly above average to good. But I want to see a little bit more. In terms of the actual stats, I mean, largely we dominated the game, as you can see there. Not created a whole ton of great quality chances, as the XG shows. 0.56 expected goals from that. Of course, a goal came from a sort of moments of individual brilliance from Rodri. We haven't created many big chances. Only 2 shots on target so far. Foden created the other big one I can recall to Bernardo Silva with a lovely little burst of pace to put him through on goal. But largely, I think I want people like Foden on the ball a little bit more. Foden is having a decent half, but only 23 touches. I want him on the ball. I saw someone on Twitter work out a pattern that the more Foden's on the ball, the more likely we are to win. And he worked out that if Foden's on around 60-plus touches per game, City tend to win, and he tends to have a man of the match type performance, and he's averaging about 50 here, which is less than 50. Well, 23 times 2 would be 46, which of course is less than 50. He needs to be on the ball more is what I'm getting at. I think we can get him on the ball a little bit more. 3 key passes already from Phil Foden. He's quite ridiculous, you know. The guy has been very much involved, but I want him to be more involved. We need to be a little bit better. I'm sure we will be a little bit better in the second half, but it's not been job done. So there we go, 8 shots, 2 on target. Kyle Walker's had a couple of lone ranges. Only 1 big chance throughout the whole game, according to the stats, you know. At Sheffield United, though, interestingly, have had 3 shots in the box. Asulu should have felt he could have scored there, if I'm being honest, which is not ideal. I want to see a little bit more. We have to be a bit better than that first half. It hasn't been dire, but it's felt a little bit like we've given them encouragement, you know. It was boring as well, actually, Ryan. It's a good way of summing it. I don't think Pep will be happy with the lack of energy. I think he'll want to get the fans going, get the players to be a little bit more assertive, more aggressive. And don't give hope to Sheffield United. We need to, you know, we need to sort of smother them. We need to smother them, if I'm being totally honest. The way I see it is that right now is City have had a little bit of fragility recently, where teams are starting to realise that they can get at City a tiny bit because we're very hard to play against, but surprisingly easy to create a big chance against when it matters. And we need to distinguish that fire, you know, before it kind of sets alight any further in Sheffield United's eyes. And I think we will do that. we'll do that, giving a little bit more focus at half time. But I think Pep will be saying something similar. Just go out there, kill the game off, and hopefully, if we do that, we'll see Kevin De Bruyne come on, or some of the young players or whatever. And mainly, it's just about the 3 points there, isn't it? We just need the 3 points. Don't give them motivation. I've seen the chance again there. Asula's shot blocked well by Akanji, but yeah, it has made me. I am sleepy today, Sweet Qualm. I am indeed. No, I don't think we feel feared. Is it me yawning, Usman? I guarantee I'm not bored by it. I'm just genuinely tired. I don't think you yawn when you're bored, do you? I think you yawn when you're tired. As simple as that, really. But then I guess maybe if you're entertained, testosterone kicks in a little bit more, and you draw. I don't know. Maybe you don't feel as tired. I don't know. I'm gonna Google it. Do you yawn when bored? Yeah, actually. So if you're bored or your body attempts to keep you alert and awake. So basically, but yawning when bored is actually a thing because your body tries to keep you alert by drawing in more oxygen. So there we go. Actually, exactly. You don't get a chance to yawn on a roller coaster, do you? Just good point. I thought it was just tiredness actually. Ted's got a point there. It's a boring game if you're googling yawning. There we go. Yeah. I know you do, Vapple, but I was curious to know why, Testosterone has nothing to do with it. You're right. I don't know. I'm not a scientist, Pavel. I don't know. I'm a fucking idiot from Manchester. I mean, I have no idea about science. I was just doing some back of the, cigarette box science there for you. And not testosterone. That wasn't the worst of words I was on about. I was on about something else, I don't know what I was on about, There we go. I would make. Do you know what? I'm an idiot, but I would make a better prime minister than any of the Tories. I guarantee you. Do you know why? Because I'm a decent person and I care. That matters for something actually, and I'm logical, even though I don't understand the science. I would listen to people who are. There we go. So there's a claim for you, Usman. I would make a better PM because I think it matters. I think decency matters. I think there's a lack of decency in life. Anyway, this game of football. What do I want to see at halftime? I want to see Pep do what he did at halftime the other day. Come out and actually tell these players to sort of remember once again who they are. Do not give Sheffield United any hope. Distinguish any fire in their bellies. Sort of smother them a little bit. And just sort of kill the game a little bit, I don't think anyone's played particularly badly, but we've seen a few passes have been a little bit sloppy from more or less everyone. I'm not going to point anyone in particular. I've seen a few turnovers, many from this City side so far. Rodri, of course, with a wonderful goal, turning into prime Yaya there for a second. That kind of intuition is needed. That kind of ballsiness is needed just to get forward. Ake's having a pretty decent game, but you can still see the signs across the defence. There's a head loss moment in there somewhere, and it could cost us if we're not sensible. It feels like another. I tweeted the other day where I feel. No, Victor, I'm on about these Tories, mate. These Tories are not decent people. This current cabinet is absolutely... I'm sure there are Tories that can be decent people. Don't mention Thatcher. Monster. An absolute monster. But these Tories right now, they're all literally just crooks and charlatans. And half of them are literally being investigated for sexual assault, bribe, extortion, and never mind all the dodgy COVID money they took as well. No, absolutely. No, I'm sorry. This cabinet right now, they're all absolute immoral charlatans, a lot of them. No, these Tories aren't decent people, and I maintain that the worst cabinet in my lifetime by a long way. But anyway, enough of the politics on here. I stand by that. They are the horrific bunch. Horrific. Worse than when it was John Major and all that lot. I think there was some integrity there, but no integrity now. Anyway, do I think the top four race is going to depend on goals? No, actually, I think maybe top four race potentially, mate. Kevel, I look after my family. That will do for me, mate. And I'll be nice to people. But as an MP, oh my God, I can't even imagine the clusterfuck of that be. It'd be horrible. I just want everyone to be decent, and use logic and listen to each people. It's not, we'll see. Half time, you look at this team. I've got so distracted during this half time thing. I'm so sorry. I need to yawn more to keep me alert and awake. Looking at the bench there, of course, do I see any changes immediately? No, I don't. Ortega, of course not. Maybe Rico Lewis at some point. Ruben Diaz won't come on. I don't think Oscar will, or Calvin, or Sergio, or Micah. Kevin De Bruyne, I think, will only come on if we're comfortable. I don't see the need for De Bruyne to come on if we're desperate. I think it's risky. I think if Sheffield United have got a reason to kick and harass people, I don't want De Bruyne on the pitch. If we're comfortably winning 3 or 4-0, at that point, you know, their heads are at home. They're already back on the coach over the Pennines and going down Snake Pass. I'm not worried at that point, you know. At that point, put KDB on, you know. They won't kick him, I don't think. But until that point, don't have him on the pitch. Elsewhere, look, I don't see any of those players coming on. I don't see Pep changing it unless he has to. I think he'll say to him, go out and score another goal. Get the job done. Give the ball to Phil more. Because I think Phil needs to be on the ball a little bit more. We're not moving it into the pockets well enough. I don't mind Kev coming on. I really don't. But once again, it has to be in the right circumstance. It has to be. So there we are. Oh, Villa. Villa playing a game right now, aren't they? I forgot. So currently we're down in third again because Villa playing their game over us, actually. Not an advantage, it's over us. A game. We got a game in advantage. They've got what? One game less. What's the opposite word? If you know what I mean. Jack reckons it'll be a 5-0 win. Will Calvin Phillips come on? I don't think so, Harry. He might come on as a sort of token last. If we're comfortably winning, he might come on as a token substitute appearance to say goodbye to him before he goes, because there's a chance he leaves, doesn't he? Though Calvin was probably going to start against Huddersfield, I reckon. If he's still here at that point, you know. We will be all right. We'll be all right. I think we'll win this. I'm not too worried. It'll just take a little bit of focus. Just a little bit of focus. What's happened to Vincent Kompany? Oh, look, it is what it is, isn't it? Burnley just don't have the players. Burnley are currently playing Villa right now, aren't they? It's 2-1. They're probably going to get relegated, Burnley, but once again, I think they lost a few players, didn't they, as well, Burnley? Did they sell some players? I haven't made that up. I think they lost a couple of players. But Burnley, I mean, look at that team. It's not really a Premier League team, is it? It's young players they signed, young talent, but Burnley will go down. But I don't hate Vinny for it. Obviously, I don't hate Vinny for it. You know what I mean? But I don't blame Vinny for it. Is what I mean. You wanted to loan Ake out, James. What possible reason would you loan Ake out? Ake's been brilliant. Like, James, I love you, mate, because I respect everyone's opinions, but I sometimes read opinions and I just struggle. I struggle to understand or comprehend why would anyone sanction a loan for Ake? Ake's brilliant. Nathan Ake, baby, man, he's wonderful. Even if you don't think he should start, there's no way Ake should not be in the squad. You know, like, I understand. I don't get it right now, but I understand the argument that someone doesn't think Ake's in the team. I get that. Whatever, that's fine. But he should be in the squad at least. Come on, mate. Abir Rashid said Kovacic's passing has been poor. Has it? Should we double check the stats? So Kovacic has lost the ball 5 times. I guess that's down to 5 accurate passes misplaced. I tweeted a thread the other day, actually, and I'm going to try and find it, actually, where I said, let me scroll down, and it's, where is it? Where is the thread? It's always the same, and like, there we go. I did this thread the other day. I said, it's funny supporting City, because every time I think a player's had a bad day, because of some misplaced passes, look at the stats, and it's like 95% accuracy or whatever, and the standards are really high. And I think this is the case here for Kovacic. Like, he's given the ball away a few times, yeah, but largely his passing hasn't been terrible. It's just we're so used to the most exceptional standards. 92% of pass accuracy is really good. 1 key pass as well. It's not perfect, but I think we keep the ball so well that misplaced passes stand out. But then you look at someone like United, and I'd be surprised if they're getting 80%. You know, it's just, he can be better, I agree, but I don't think he's been terrible. You know, I think it's just, well, I would argue most of those passes are productive if we're keeping the ball. His job is to, we know how City play, you know. And he played a nice pass to Rodri at one point, going through. Like, and I don't mind. Most of Rodri's passes are short, but that's the point. Most of Guardiola's team's passes are short. It's understanding what he's meant to bring to his team. I'm not saying he's been brilliant, but I think in general we forget the levels that we demand of these players. He'll be fine. I'm not saying Kovacic is great, but I don't think he's had a poor game. I don't think he's been any worse than anyone else, really, notably. Simple game he plays. KDB gives the ball away more. But then KDB's KDB, isn't he? So, half-time anyway, 1-0. I am sort of comfortable with what I've seen. I think it's great. I think there's plenty of room for improvement, which I think Pep has the wherewithal to point out and sort of fix. Pep will go, we need to do this, we need to do that. He'll change a few things. What's everyone's predictions for the second half? Do let me know what you expect to see. I think we'll see just a sort of mentality change, if not necessarily a tactical change, It'll be more just focus. It'll be focus, guys. Players are coming back out on the pitch, by the way. What's going on down there? What's happened with the Man City players' drinks there? Something's happened at half time there. I don't know what's happened there. The Gatorade's been knocked over or something. I don't know what happened there. Did anyone catch that on the commentary? Either way, come on, City. I think Nunes is more direct, Dylan, but I don't think... My honest opinion is Nunes is I don't think he's a Manchester City player as much as Kovacic is. I think we give the ball away more. There's a rat in the drink, so are you being serious? Have you made that up, Essie? Now, how would a rat get into the Etihad? A mouse? Surely it was a mouse. A mouse makes more sense. I'm a rodent fan, by the way, in general. I love a good mouse, I even like rats, I mean, they're beautiful little creatures. Everyone hates them because they're dirty and all that, but it's harsh. Right, about to be underway. My stream decided to pause. Rodents are cute. I agree, I see. Difference between a mouse and rat? Size, really. Look different, don't they? Different things entirely, really. But anyway. Yay! Jonathan Robert there says, how a United fan got in, I'm not sure. You escape United fan. They do say you're never more than, 10 metres away from a rat or something like that? Same with United fans. I love a bit of Oscar Bob today, actually. Oh, Rodri went for the first timer then. It's what I felt. I sort of predicted this, and like I said this earlier, where I said I felt like Rodri would have a bit more, relations to go forward with Kovacic there. And it sort of happened. Kovacic is the deeper one with Rodri more going forward. It's good because I like it because Rodri's got he can finish, can't he? Basically, Rodri. Oh, come on, you Blues. Nice to see the flag go up for once, you know what I mean? Without a player getting injured. We all do, Dylan. We all love to see KDB back. KDB is a boost. I don't know who said it. Someone said it at half time. Just KDB on the bench is a massive boost. It is. It just is. Like KDB on the bench there makes you feel more confident, doesn't it? Killy, I was saying at half time, I think Kev will come on. He'll be comfortably winning. Don't bring him on when there's any jeopardy because I think Sheffield United will get desperate and I don't want him to kick him. If we're comfortable and the game's over, yeah. They might not even bother. We'll definitely know when he's warming up, though, because we'll hear it, won't we? I promise you, I'm not bored. if you're wondering about that yawn, this is just tiredness. The momentum of the game sort of carried on. I can't shake it, honestly. It's just tiredness. We got a son who wakes up every hour at night. Every hour. Oh, imagine that. Because one thing I learned when you get a kid is like sleep cycles are the reason you don't feel tired or do feel tired. Like you go through light sleep and then REM sleep and deep sleep. You have to get into the deep sleep and go through. And an adult sleep cycle lasts about 2 hours. It's why you'll probably wake up and check your phone and it'll be like 2 hours after you go to bed because you'll stir after 2 hours. When you don't complete a sleep cycle because you get interrupted all the time, oh my god, you're constantly in light sleep. And this is my life these days. Me and Nicola are waking up every hour, so you're in light sleep constantly. So you never get a good deep sleep. And I tell you what, you're just a zombie. I'm a zombie for 90% of my life these days. But Ruben's ace. I love him to bits. But I would love sleep. That is the only thing that makes parenting hard, in my opinion. The sleep. Everything else is easy. It really is. A bit of tidying to do, but kids are easy, man. Just sleep. So hence why I'm yawning. A mouse did go into the drinks, apparently, VX football, yeah. And which was very, sweet, yeah. Yeah, I was watching Claudio Echeverri. Lovely play. Ah, Jack. Took a bit of time there. I watched him SC. He looks good, that young Argentinian kid. He looks fantastic, actually. Anyway, that little bit of football then. Vardy to Foden to Grealish. Grealish took a touch but got caught up. I would like to see him shot first time. Maybe he didn't have time to get his foot around it, actually. I don't know. It's hard to answer that, Sydney. I mean, Alvarez takes corners, so he's always technically likely to get an assist. And, like, strikers don't look like they're going to score until they score often, if that makes sense. We're not creating a lot of chances so far, so... To be fair to Foden, I do feel it's... What is... Grealish is going off. Interesting. Jack not 100%. Interesting. We could do a docu back. He got a bit of a knock there, didn't he, Grealish? Yeah, I think he's got a bit of a knock, hasn't he? Go on, Oscar, mate. I mean this nicely, Antonio, but I find it wild that anyone would take Ronaldo's goal seriously in 2023. He plays in the equivalent of like the Conference League, probably a lower level than that. That league is a joke. It's so bad. Every time I watch it, it looks like semi-pro football. Has he actually scored that many pens? I'm surely not done him, but like the Ronaldo stats could be put alongside Haaland's and Mbappe's. It's so bad, that level of football. Imagine how many Haaland would score or Mbappe if they were playing over there. It'd be like 70, 80. So Oscar's on the left. Go on, Phil. Oh, he should have shot there, Phil. He tried to pick at Oscar Bobb, but in that position there with his left foot, shoot, Phil, just shoot. I do agree that Foden doesn't have the ability to find space like Silva does, but then no one does. I've never seen a player find space like David Silva, full stop. He's ridiculous that way. Oh, I don't think it's a criticism, it's more just acceptance that David Silva was a freak. But I think Foden's got a little bit more of a natural goal instinct. He's more likely to score a cracker than David Silva was, in terms of a world-class goal. Yeah, Grealish is injured, Ted, I think. Yeah, give the video a like. And yeah, the level is, I must admit, the level of Saudi Arabia is terrible. But I do agree, Ronaldo's still great. He's an all-time, probably top 2-3 players ever. Some people would argue one, I wouldn't. But he's in the top 5 ever, at a minimum, So I'm not denying his brilliance. But I struggle to take it seriously what he's achieved over there, because it's just like, it's retirement football. Like, I think it's less than the MLS, Give the video a like, by the way. It does help support the channel. It's been good. This is better. The second half's been a little bit better, I'd say, than how he finished the first half. Oh, lovely ball. Phil, shoot, mate. You should have shot there. It's a great ball from Rodri. Shoot, shoot, shoot. He's got to shoot. He's got to shoot there. It opened up so nicely. His first touch was beautiful. Alvarez should have scored. Chances here, man. We should have scored. Oscar looking good there, lively. Got to score there, lads. His Foden's onside as well. Look at that touch. First touch, perfect. Honestly, that first touch was perfection. I did see Palmer's goal, by the way. Yeah, Dylan. Was stupidly good. Stupidly good. Great footballer, as I knew he was. Yeah, I do agree Bob looks good since he came on. Very lively. I saw someone say he maybe lacks physicality, and I don't agree with that. I think Oscar Bobb is clearly going to be quite a strong lad as he gets older. He doesn't look slight. He looks like he's got a decent broadness to his shoulders, which is all that matters, really. He's not too lanky at all, Oscar Bobb, and he'll get stronger as he gets into his 20s. Phil's on the ball more this half, though, which I love. Oh, lovely football, City. Oh, that was nice, that. Better stuff. Better. Phil on the ball more. City looking better. Come Blues. Oh, lucky. Oscar's looking good. Nice cross that, Well, there's only a year between Oscar Bobb and Cole Palmer, mate. So Oscar Bobb is Yeah, literally a year between them. So I think people think Oscar Bobb's a bit younger than he is. See, I just want both. I don't see the point of comparison. I just want both. Nah, I think we'll be alright, Harry. I think the attitude's been good in the second half. I'm a bit more relaxed. We've come out with a bit of urgency. Go on, Phil. It just feels like get Phil on the ball and we win. It really does feel that way right now. I think we're going to score another. I think we're going to score inside the next few minutes. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling the goal coming. I'm feeling a goal, guys, inside the next few minutes. I just saw the comment about Diaz's hair. He does look scruffy right now, Diaz, doesn't he? Maybe he is going through something. I don't know. Maybe he's got relationship issues. I don't know. Just guessing. Or maybe he's just feeling scruffy. He's in his indie boy phase, growing his hair out. He'll be in the Strokes or something soon. I don't know. Second half stats so far. So this is since half time, by the way, these stats here, which is interesting. 4 shots so far. 83% possession in this half, which is great. We've racked up decent XG in this half as well. 0.38 so far in the first 15 minutes of this half. 5 shots so far, sorry. Decent. I think, yeah, it's looking better. Go on, Phil. Come on! I told you it was coming. I told you it was coming. I felt it. I manifested it. I just felt it. Alvarez there. I told you it was coming, guys. Absolutely lovely stuff. Get Phil on the ball. Manchester City score. It's not complicated. It's not complicated, is it? That is my man. That is my man. Phil to Alvarez. It's not complicated, this football monarchy. Come on, man. Come on, man. Love this team. I love this team. Absolutely. Absolutely brilliant stuff. It isn't complicated. It really isn't. Look at this football. Oscar as well, man. Oscar's looking great, isn't he? Look at that ball from Oscar. Look at that ball from Oscar. Come on, man. Oscar Bobb, by the way. Jeez, what a guy. Oscar Bobb, he looks absolutely excellent, doesn't he? So the goal, basically, beautiful ball into the half space for Foden, just sort of in that David Silva classic space, crossed it across, 2-yard tapping for Alvarez, but Bobb slid it through 3 or 4 defenders to give Foden. So basically, if you're not watching it, I'll show you exactly what happened. Bobb is now on the left over here, so Bobb picked up the ball here. He fed it through to Foden to here, and he crossed it to the back post. But the way Bobb passed it through to Foden was beautiful. And it was lovely, lovely stuff. Beautiful, just beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So happy, man. So happy with that. KDB warming up? Come on, it just gets better. Oh, guys, I'm happy with that. I'm really happy with that, honestly. And we needed that second goal. And look, Phil on the ball right now. He's just get him on the ball, and wonderful things will happen. Another assist. He's becoming the star. Get him on the ball, magic happens. Phil Foden, England's most mercurial talent. Come on, City. Ari Hill, you must be buzzing, mate. Oscar Bobb with a pre-assist. And it's a hell of a cameo for Bob, by the way. He's been really lively, and I think the second half's been good. And what I say, once again, you guys are watching. I said I feel a goal coming. I'm feeling good. 2 or 3 minutes later, it happened. Come on, City. Oh, beautiful. I want a third now. Get a third. Get a third. I think they can, Harry. I think they can play midfield together. I think you have to make it work. You have to make it work. Kevin De Bruyne, man. Kevin De Bruyne warming up. Phil cooking in the middle. Go on, Phil. Oh, Oscar. Go on, City. Sorry, I can hear my son crying downstairs, so just double checking if it's alright. Come on, City. Hamilton would be nice, Caffey. I'd love to see Hamilton on. Put on a Broadway show for us. He's good, Oscar Bob, isn't he? He really is, man. He gets, he fits. Oh, I love Phil Foden. I love Phil Foden. The man right now. Phil with another 8.5 there. Phil, our best player again. Look at that. And let's have a look at this. I said at half-time. There we go. So, at half-time, if you remember, guys, he had 23 touches. He's already more than doubled that. He's had 34 in the first 20 minutes of this half. He's well on the ball more. He's on the ball so much more, which is great. It's exactly what you want. It's just way better, isn't it? It works as well. It works. Come on, City. I'm enjoying this. I'm not yawning either, so... The thing is as well, like, Phil, we forget, he's young. He's so young. He's just so young. I'm just making a tweet right now about his touches. Just basically, yeah, do a tweet about the touches there. It's very obvious to me. Diaz and Lewis on. Interesting. Is that what you want, Kevil? Is that what's happening? Yeah, Foden is like, he's 23 years old. He's younger than when we signed... Kyle Walker coming off. Kovacic off as well. So I guess Akanji to right back potentially. Rico and Lewis. Diaz and Lewis. I guess it'll be something like this in terms of the lineup. Rico in midfield, I would guess. It'll be like that, right? Something like this, potentially. Alvarez, another goal, by the way. He's got a good turn of pace, Bob. He absolutely has. I wouldn't say he's electric, but he's as fast as he needs to be over a few yards, if that makes sense. So Rico is playing. I think Rico is actually playing right back. Was Josko playing in midfield? Trying to work out the formation here. No. Yeah, Rico's playing in midfield. So Rico's. Akanji's playing centrally. I'm trying to work out the system here. It is this, I think. But Diaz is sort of like that. I think it's like this, basically. It's like that, isn't it? Rico's more like that, I think. I'm enjoying the Phil Foden show, you know. I'm really enjoying it. I feel like we're watching Phil Foden, his development in real time, and we're seeing him get better and better and realise that he's the man. I think Phil is entirely down to just confidence. I think he needs to be like the main man, basically, because he's a special footballer. I think there's time for him to score as well, actually, Michael. I think there is. I think Rico will be a midfielder, by the way. I think he will be eventually. I think Rico's going to be a really smart number 8. If I was Rico, I'd be looking at Ilkay Gundogan as my sort of potential mentor, as a really intelligent 8 with great 360 awareness, lovely touch, lovely timing, that kind of player. Obviously, he's a long way off that quality fully, but I don't see any reason why. We forget how young Rico Lewis is. Like, that's what I would be looking at as a target. That kind of player. A really smart 8 with... Or Bernardo Silva, you know, that level where just versatility and awareness and energy and just keeping the ball so smartly. Like, he's one of the smartest players on the pitch, always, Rico Lewis, despite it being only 18 years old. Is he 19 now? Might be 19. Is he 18 or 19? Probably 19, isn't he? I don't know. But he's a baby still in football terms. I like it, Jonathan. 19, yeah. It was November, wasn't it? He turned 19. I like Oscar. What a player. Another star boy, eh? With Oscar Bobb, Rico Lewis, Phil Foden playing central. He's just nice. I like it, you know. I'm a simple man. Put young, good, talented footballers on from our academy, especially City fans. I enjoy watching them do their thing because, I don't know, there's an element of parity kicking in there as well, man. They're just young lads and they're living their dream. I like it, you know. I'm happy for them. I do miss going to the academy games still in. It's just, I'm not at the time really, mate. I do think I will start going again. Hopefully, maybe when Ruben's a bit older, I'll start going to games with him. But it just feels like I'm just trying to catch up on housework and life on a Saturday now. You know, when they're happening on Saturday morning. I just don't have time for it. And I guess as well, my wife's working during the week, so I want to spend some time. So yeah, I want to spend some time with the family. So the academy stuff has dropped, but it is. I also live a bit further away than you. So I used to live in the city centre, but now I live like 35-minute drive outside of Manchester. So it's a long way to go, you know. So it's Saturday morning, I'm like, oh, can't be bothered. It's not that long, but, you know, motivation combined with tiredness. Go on, Oscar. Oh, Hamilton looks great. I mean, look at the age as well of all the players on the pitch right now. So you've got Vardial, who's 21, isn't he? Or something like that. Rico Lewis is 19. Oscar Bobb, 20. Foden, 23. Alvarez, 23, 24. You got Haaland, of course, as well. You got Jeremy Doku. Just so many young players. Claudio Chiaveri coming in. What did I just miss? Oh, Alvarez, man. Oh, Alvarez nearly. Bloody hell. You can't dilly-dally about when Alvarez is around. I don't think we're going to throw this away now, by the way. I don't think Sheffield United, as I said it at half-time, I don't think they've got what Palace have got to turn it around. They're just not as good. I don't see us doing it. I'm not worried about it at all. I think Akanji's just playing in midfield, by the way, because I saw Rico then just at right back. So I think Akanji is playing sort of out there. But he obviously comes more central, but... No, he's just playing everywhere, isn't he? It's dead fluid, that formation. Guys, if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, it'd be massively appreciated. And give the video a like as well while you're at it, for City and for me. Would you like to see Carlos Borges part of this team? Look, Carlos is a great player, sweet, but I really think that in general... He would have. We forget how much of football is based on training. I think I do that as well, and we talk about form and we see the academy players. But my always worry with Carlos was that he was a speedy winger, and speedy wingers can sometimes struggle to become truly elite because they're so used to running past people at academy level. It becomes a lot harder to do that when you get into professional football. And I got no reason to doubt that Carlos Borges trained with the first team loads and simply probably just didn't quite impress as much as he needed to. Go on, Phil. Oh, Phil with a good shot. Well saved. Whereas Oscar Bobb trained with the first team and now he's with the first team. So you can only presume that Carlos Borges, his skill set didn't probably... Like, for example, I can imagine he probably struggled getting past John Stones and Kyle Walker because they were like, I can deal with that. So I think we presume that Borges would have been great in training, but he probably wasn't, which is why they let him go, you know, and he didn't get a chance. Whereas Oscar Bobb... You probably put him with the first team. They're like, this guy looks great. He's dead smart. He keeps the ball wonderfully. He goes past people in tight spaces. In the way that Cole Palmer did as well, because he was more of a technical player, you know. So I mean, he's done all right, Oscar Bobb at Ajax, isn't he? Not Oscar Bobb, sorry, Carlos Borges. But I'm always good to see a young player go. But I think in general, you have to sort of trust the judgment there, you know. If he was around the first team, it's because he would have been good enough. The fact that he was barely involved suggests to me that Pep took a look closely and decided it wasn't really worth the effort to integrate. Or not the effort, that's probably the wrong way to put it. Probably wasn't going to happen. Because we know Pep now. We absolutely know Pep now is not against young players in this team. There's Rico Lewis, Phil Foden and Oscar Bobb on the pitch, and they're all academy players right now. He will play them if they're good enough. And Cole Palmer was one as well. I can presume he felt Carlos Borges was not good enough. Go on, Burnley. Burnley have equalised. Nice. Probably SC. Probably do, yeah. Probably have both. I have no idea. I know he started yesterday, Dylan, but I don't know if he's playing well. Shea Charles. Good player, though. Burnley down to 10 men as well. But then you're right there, Colour for Koala. But then you look at the players like Oscar Bobb and Phil Foden and Doku. I mean, they're all such skillful end product players. Like Oscar there, lovely football with Phil. Hello, guys. Hello, guys. To you too, Nicola Majowski. We're all feeling a bit camping here today. Hello, guys. To you too. Akanji's good at everything, Amelia. He's a good player. You're not saying he's a great player, but we can't deny that Akanji's been very useful. There's too much attention on Akanji because he costs 14 million. But Akanji's been such a great squad player. Go on, Oscar. Like, I think we expect perfection, but 14 million Akanji, he's been excellent. We can't deny that. for what we've paid for him. Just willing to step into any role and give a 7 out of 10 performance, sometimes better. No trouble about Akanji, exactly. I agree, Jason. Akanji's the manager's dream. Diligent, hard-working, good pace, good technically. Will play any position and give you a pretty good performance. I'm not saying he's a special player, but people like him are so useful. 40 million, experienced pro as well. Incredibly professional. Nah, it's great. It's great. I absolutely respect Akanji. It's all about perspective with people like Akanji. He's sometimes sloppy, sweet Kwame. I agree with that, but my argument would be is that it's just the standards are so high, and like he's not young, but he will get better. You know, like Pep will carry on proving him. He just needs. He's only his second season at Man City now, you know, and he'll get better and better and better. We play the most intricate football in the world, you know. I really like Oscar Bobb. What a player. Like the Kyle Walker that we signed, I know Kyle Walker's probably still the worst passer in the team, but he's Man City level of ball retention. He just is. He's proven it over the years. But Kyle Walker that we signed was nowhere near as good at that stuff as he was now. Nowhere near, not even close. And Pep improved him. And I think it's the same with Akanji. Give him by another 2 seasons, it'll be second nature for him. Like you won't get flustered on the ball. You won't be worried in rondos or tight spaces because he would be doing it for 3 or 4 years. Walker was 50 million, and it was 50 million incredibly well spent. Kanji here currently a right wing. Same colourful koala. Just absolutely trust him. Like, just trust him implicitly. What do you mean, sweet Kwame? Do we get tired of holding the ball and end up giving the ball away? Do you mean do we start forcing it towards the end? I don't think we do. I think we understand. Maybe it feels that way sometimes, but no, I think the City are very comfortable keeping the ball because I think they understand the process. And look, if you don't trust that by now, giving it one a treble, I don't think you ever will. But I think we're very relaxed in what we do. You know. Sydney, come on. Do you really have to ask that question, mate? One of the worst signings of all time. At the time, I thought it was quite a logical buy, actually, but for whatever reason, it didn't work out. But signings like that will always happen, by the way, because you don't know a player until you know a player. And Pep obviously looked at him close and thought, oh my God, he can't actually do what I thought he was going to be able to do. It happens. Some players just don't mesh. Not every player is going to, like, look good on the pitch, but then you get him in training. And I think the problem with Calvin Phillips was that Pep decided very early on, oh, this guy can't do what I ask him. He just can't do it. And I think they've tried, and I presume, and even when you see him on the pitch now, he looks like an all right footballer, but he definitely doesn't look as smooth and as quick as someone like Rico Lewis on the ball, or as smart. He's just doesn't look as with it. As if we completed 854 passes, by the way. It's ridiculous. So many passes. 854 passes. Which academy played it? Didn't make it City. Would you have loved to have made it? It could be anyone ever. Michael Johnson. He did make it and didn't, but he was just a lad that I sort of knew as well. Go on, Oscar. Michael Johnson is one that springs to mind. I really loved Ronnie Lopez. I thought he was great. And Brahim, I had such a soft spot for. Kanji's currently is our furthest forward. I think he sort of, I don't know, I think he just went into normal life, so to speak, unruly. Maybe invested in a few things, but I don't think he ever really did anything with football again. I think he struggled with depression. I think it was quite accepted that he had a tough time mentally. He's from my end. He went to my school, Michael Johnson. Go on, Oscar. Oh, nearly through to Rico Lewis. I hope for more for Nunes, but I think it came really obvious straight away. The first time I saw Nunes in the City team, I think he was. It's just very obvious what he is. A good, aggressive, direct attacking midfielder, but not yet a Man City player. It's going to take a time. He might be able to get there, you know. The amount of passes we are playing here, by the way, is ridiculous. 828 passes, according to the stats here. We've done way more than that by now, I think. I wonder how many Oscar Bobb has had already. No, sorry, not Oscar Bobb. Rodri. But it's stupid. 135 at this current count. Jesus. That's ridiculous. Phil's touches in the first half, 23. He's had 79 now. Like, there's so much more on the ball. So much better in the second half. Absolutely ridiculous. Phil's having a masterclass. He's a Stockport fan, isn't he, Dylan? But he's like definitely loves City as well. Howard Bellis. Go Bernardo. Oh, Phil just wide. Phil is on fire, isn't he? United with no chance, mate. United are miles off. Oh, Foden again with another lovely cross. I think you're right, Dylan. I think he does. I think City. I think his family have got some City fans in as well. He picked out Ake there, didn't he, Foden? Just it came off the defender. Callum Doyle looks great, Jonathan. He's excellent. Obviously his season's been sort of curtailed a little bit by injury, but he's back now for Leicester apparently. But he's such a talent. I really like Callum Doyle. I honestly think he's a special talent actually. Only 20 years old still. That's so much football already. I like what they're doing with him in terms of just loaning him. I think he sort of needed it weirdly. He was too good at EDS level at 17, so they thought, do you know what? We'll loan him out. He's a big guy. And it's been a great call. Like he was excelling in the Leicester team, dominating the championship. So there's not much more you could do than that, really. This is a good half, you know. I'm liking it. I don't think Kev comes on, by the way. Why is Akanji so far forward? Why is Akanji? He's playing as a midfield, did he full on? It's been very comfortable, Marcus. I like it. I agree. It's refreshing, William. To be honest, this has been Man City, you know. We've sort of really controlled the game here massively. We've done nearly 900 passes with 94% accuracy, which is ridiculous. This City side, smothering the game. Don't concede here, City, late on. They're not going to bring KDB on. Maybe if the game was even more sealed. I don't think they should bring him on. 3 or 4-0 was my opinion. Go on, Ake. Ake fouled there. Good shot blocked from Bogle. But Ake fouled as he cleared it. Few minutes left. I don't think we're going to see anything else more exciting now. You know. Good block from Vardyal, by the way. For the champions, stand up. Stand up at home very briefly. There we go. I'm not standing up and saluting at my TV screen. As much as I love this club, you know. Go on, Phil. Oh. Go on, Oscar. I've enjoyed this. Much better second half. Stand up for the champions. Stand up for the champions. Just keeping the ball from the corner here, aren't we? The co-commentator on this stream just said he'd go and kick someone who was a player because he'd be so frustrated. And like, come on, man! Like, just it shows how many dinosaurs are in the game, doesn't it? This is why also the reason why Kevin De Bruyne is not on the pitch, because that's an ex-pro. They're saying that, like, yeah, does it all is why you don't put De Bruyne on. There's a million reasons Marcus isn't the mate. It's just harder. Palace are better for what it's worth, and confidence wasn't there. We've reassessed after. It's all confidence. It's all, you know, mistakes in moments where it's just, it's not easy. You can't. It's like saying, why aren't we perfect all the time? Because we're not perfect. We're human, you know. It's very easy to just lose focus a little bit sometimes, isn't it? Mistakes lead to mistakes. Confidence dips. Sort of domino effect, doesn't it? The only thing that matters is we're doing it now. It's like we've sort of had a little mentality switch. Palace, we know we need. Palace are much better than Sheffield United, by the way. Worth remembering that. I didn't think that Sheffield United were capable of doing what Palace did anyway. They haven't got the equality up front. You've got this thing about Foden, Jake, which I think is wrong, mate. You keep saying it about Foden's gung-ho. He's not gung-ho at all. I think it's an old thing, but Foden keeps the ball really well. Pen for Villa. It is what I'm not concerned about Villa, to be honest. I mean that in the greatest respect. Just keep doing our thing and we'll be fine. Oh, nearly giving away. Phil has been absolutely wonderful today. I think the game is over. I think the referee's about to blow full time. There we go. I mean, remarkably good that in terms of second half control and smother. There are the stats for you guys. We are, as it stands, we are second unless Villa score. I don't know if they're going to or whatever. But either way, I mean, 2-0. Full time. A clean sheet. A clean sheet. A Christmas miracle. Like, ridiculous, you know. There we go. A clean sheet. Foden and masterclass. Everything is absolutely wonderful. We are currently sat in second. Well, either way, even not, because Villa might score a penalty later on. Whatever happens is we are currently level with Arsenal. We are 2 points behind Liverpool. We barely even got going yet. You have to enjoy that, guys. You have. Oops, I've clicked tennis backs now. You have to enjoy that. This City side today show what they're made of. I think it was a good performance. 82% possession. We made today 938 passes with a 94% pass accuracy. That was domination. That was smothering. That was Manchester City of old. I don't think we created... we didn't concede any big chances, by the way, against Villa, against these. You know, largely, I think, how many shots did we concede? 4 shots to their 2 on target. We had 82% possession. Look, it was remarkably comfortable, and I really enjoyed it. Phil, the man of the match, statistically there with a 9.2 over on SofaScore. Rodri, excellent as well. The season does start now. I actually agree with Michael there, and I'm very happy with this. I had a feeling this game could have been a little bit tough, but ultimately it was comfortable. Guys, thank you to everyone who's joined me today. You're all superstars. I'm going to go and prepare my match reaction right now. I'll see you live at 5 o'clock, bang on. I'm going to be really quick and get the thumbnail ready. But things are looking good. We are back big time. Catch you in a bit. See you in 5 minutes. Bye-bye.